Okay, I think we're live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and wrestling fans of all ages. This is Suplah Rumble, the live show, the pre-show, where we will be talking about the Royal Rumble happening tonight, and we'll be giving predictions about what I think is going to happen. I keep saying we, but as you'll notice, I'm the only one here. Everyone else is busy. I think Liam, Andy, and Keelan are at a actual wrestling show in Lincoln, and Brooks is busy with whatever he's busy with, and Brendan is at work, I assume. So I'm the only one here, and I'm not nervous because I do solo stuff all the time. If you've seen Suplah before, you know that I do solo things. I do Let's Plays and things of that nature. I just have to mute myself here so I can take a look at the chat, and we'll be good to go. Antonio says hello, and Liam's here. Awesome. My audio is choppy, apparently. That's not good. That's not good at all. Let's see if I can fix that real quick. And if not, that'll be bad. That'll be not great. But in the meantime, let me figure things out. But Book Club is here. Hello, hello, hello. So this is gonna be interesting because the Royal Rumble match card is kind of not what I expected it to look like. We have 3 kickoff show matches, which is unusual. The first of which being Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax. I don't know why this match is really happening, but considering that it's not Sasha Banks versus Charlotte again, I'm okay with it. Nia Jax is... A lot of people give her shit, and I don't know why. I've always thought her matches were good, or at least good enough, considering she's the big monster woman. So I'm not going to give her any shit for that. Let me turn down the bright lighting here a little bit. I look like a fucking ghost. And then Sasha Banks, obviously, we know she's capable of being good. We haven't seen it recently with her feud with Charlotte. But it's going to be... I hope this isn't a squash, because robot-like audio, that's not good. Can you at least still make out what I'm saying, though, Antonio? Let me try and figure this out in the meantime. But I will keep going. So Sasha Banks is capable of much better than we've seen of her, but maybe it's just a matter of getting into a fresh feud. Okay, you can at least still make out what I'm saying, but it's just robotic, apparently, so that's not good. Let me try and switch microphones. That might be the problem. So I'm going to mute myself for just a moment to make sure nothing too crazy happens when I make the switch. Okay, I should be on a new microphone now, so let's hope that that sounds better. If it doesn't, then I'll go back to the other one because it's a better microphone. But in the meantime, yeah, Sasha Banks, Nia Jax. I just hope it's not a squash. That's what I was trying to get at. Because in a good match, which we haven't seen in a while. So Alex King says yay, so I assume that means things got better. Much better. Okay, well, I guess that's how we'll do it then. I'll put this microphone away. Oops, that probably sounded really bad. Anyway, so yeah, just no squash matches, please. That's gonna be. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's a kickoff show match, so it's not like it's gonna be too important either way. But I feel like Nia Jax is probably gonna win either way, and I feel like that's gonna push her towards the title. Maybe. I don't know. What the fuck do people want anymore? I really don't know. Do people want... Tell me in the chat. I mean, I'm going to be looking at this whole time, so... do you want to see Sasha win? Do you want to see Nia Jax win? You can ask me fucking anything. Yeah, it doesn't even have to be about wrestling. Fuck it. But yeah, I don't know what people want anymore, so I don't know if, like, is Nia Jax winning going to be the popular outcome? I don't fucking know. But I just hope it's an okay match. Bullet Club says she wants Sasha to win, so I think that's probably the more popular opinion. But I can get behind it. I just don't know if it's going to happen. I think they might start putting Sasha on the back burner a little bit. Draven G says she might be heading towards a heel turn, so that could also be a possibility.
I feel like though she would still end up losing this match, and I feel like that would, keep her going towards the heel turn. I don't know. Sasha's better as a heel, so I think that's a good idea. But it's going to be kind of interesting to see what they do with her for a while, because obviously she's done with the title for now, and we'll get to the title situation later. I'm not really positive about where that's going, but I'd like to see Sasha turn heel, and I think maybe Nia Jax winning tonight's going to kind of not involve that. What am I trying to say? I think Nia Jax winning tonight is going to be a step in the direction of Sasha turning heel. There you go. That's the best I could get that sentence out. Antonio says, haven't been watching Raw or SmackDown, just New Japan, Ring of Honor, and What Culture Wrestling. What Culture Pro Wrestling. I mean, yeah, that's probably the best. If you're a wrestling fan, that's probably the best way to go. Although I don't know about Ring of Honor. I hear they're not doing too great, but I personally haven't seen them lately, so I'm not going to pretend to know whether their product is good or not right now. What Culture, I honestly know nothing about. I really don't know if they're fun to watch at all. New Japan, I know, is good, especially Wrestle Kingdom 11 was awesome, but I can understand not wanting to watch Raw or SmackDown. Although between the two, I hear SmackDown is much better. I have not personally watched a WWE show in months, almost a year, I'd say. I just know what's happening. But it's really crazy to see how much SmackDown has improved while Raw has stayed exactly the same. What Culture Pro Wrestling is good, apparently. If I can find a way to watch it, let me know. How do you even watch What Culture Pro Wrestling? I imagine it's something on their YouTube channel, and it's probably YouTube Red related, if I had to take a guess. But anyway, yeah, the point of this was Sasha versus Nia Jax, and I think Nia Jax is gonna win. Do I want? Like it's a matter of what do I think is gonna happen and what do I want to happen. I think I want Nia Jax to win, honestly. And that's really all you can say about that match. But the next one is really, I'm concerned as to why this is a kickoff show match. It's Sheamus and Cesaro defending the tag team titles against the Club, and apparently there's 2 referees. And let me double check and see if that's the case. Yeah. The rivalry's grown so out of control that 2 referees will be assigned to the title rematch. I guess they've fought before. Great. That's odd, but I think yeah, I don't really see what the point of that's going to be. But okay, hold on. There's some comments here. Ring of Honor airs their latest episodes on their website, but I've only seen their last 2 shows. Okay, fair enough. Carmine, what are your thoughts on John Cena and Roman Reigns possibly both becoming champion? I'll get more in depth about these when we get to these matches later on in the show, but I would not personally want to see that. More so John Cena than Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, I really don't have too strong an opinion of. I think Kevin Owens should keep it, but if Roman wins, I'm not gonna be devastated. John Cena, though, I don't want that. I really, again, I'll talk more about this when we get to that match, but oh god, I really, really don't want to see that. It's, oh god. Anyway, M. Gunter says, I guess this is in relation to What Culture Pro Wrestling. They live stream, but they have What Culture Extra for $6.99 a month. Okay, so what's on Extra that isn't available on the live streams? That's what I'm curious about. Probably like archived shows that maybe WCPW live streams every week on regular YouTube. It is also archived on their channel afterwards, so that's not it. Okay, that's interesting. I wonder what's on Extra. Maybe, I don't know. Who fucking knows? But anyway, this tag team match. I think that... Who do I think will win? Probably Cesaro. Who do I want to win? The Club. I think it's about time the Club picked up a title. And oh, pay-per-views. Oh, I get what's happening here. Okay, so What Culture live streams a weekly show, and then they do pay-per-views. I didn't even consider pay-per-views, but okay, gotcha. Extra is where you see the pay-per-views. Gotcha. But yeah, I think the Club should get the tag belts. It's been so long, and they've been doing so poorly up until now. But maybe that's also a reason they shouldn't win tonight. I don't know. I think maybe they should pick up some more wins before they win a title. But Jesus, it's so fucking bright here. It's insane. Is that too dark? No, I think that's fine. My hair's fucking nuts. So I don't know. I like Cesaro. I really do, and I think if their title reign is booked correctly, they could be awesome champions for a really long time. But I want the club to win something. I want them to win something. And giving Anderson and Gallows I think they both had singles wins recently. And I just, please, after that fucking New Day feud and just all these losses, they shouldn't be losing so much. They're the goddamn club, but, you know, it's WWE. They'll do what they want. I think Cesaro will win, but I want the club. I don't know. I like Cesaro. It's difficult to say. Bullet Club versus the Shield says the club. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think there's a chance the club could win. It's not out of the question. It's not like it's a foregone conclusion or anything, but it's it's hard to say, man. This is kind of a tough one. I don't get what the point of 2 referees is, though. I guess like they're worried if one referee gets knocked out. I don't fucking know. Why is that? When's the last time a match has had 2 referees? Bullet Club versus Shield says, Carmine, you should do this a lot more. It's better than Liam and Andy and Sam arguing over a belt. I'll take it. M. Gunter says they have Angle versus Del Rio for WCPW's next pay-per-view. Kurt Angle? Really? Given with the Hall of Fame news, that's interesting. I agree the club deserves the tag titles, says Antonio. M. Gunter says the pin will happen, but a ref will be slapped and call for the DQ right before the 3 count. That would be... I have no doubt that would happen. That would be the stupidest fucking thing. If the club does not win tonight, I would ship them off to SmackDown. At least there they would have AJ. I think it's okay that they're not on the same show as AJ. I think AJ needed to step away from the club in order to grow as a singles competitor. And while it's fine that he's grown now and is the champion, I don't think I would put them back together. I think it's fine that they stay separated. And do you believe a title will change on the pre-show? If the club wins, that'd be great. I think they're the only title match on the pre-show, so that's really the only option there. But it'd be great. I don't know if it necessarily will happen, but I'd be all for it if it did. Also, WCPW's regular weekly show is called Loaded. Martin Kirby is general manager. I don't know who Martin Kirby is, but Loaded? I guess that's not a bad name. But yeah, with the club and AJ, I was okay with it when they separated, and I think the club can do better. Because when they were together, they kind of felt like AJ's lackeys, and that's not what they should be, you know? They're the club. They should be a fucking badass tag team that beats people up. So I think... Oh, Antonio says titles have changed at house shows, so it's possible. It's definitely possible. I think titles have changed on a pre-show before, but with this given match, I don't know if it necessarily will. I would want... M. Gunter says, I would want to see Balor Club before they reunite with AJ on a weekly basis. I would also be okay with Balor Club, but I don't think they're going to turn Finn heel, or at least not anytime soon. I also think I don't think they're going to turn the club face. So it's hard to say. If they join Balor, they might end up being Balor's lackeys as opposed to AJ's, and that's kind of the essential thing I have a problem with. They shouldn't be someone's bodyguards. They should be their own tag team, beating people up and hopefully winning titles. Maybe they should beat up some more people before they win titles. But sometimes the best way to get the ball rolling is to just strap up on someone. Maybe they've been on a losing streak. They randomly win a title opportunity, and then boom, they're the champion, and then they start going on a winning streak. Sometimes that is the best way to go about it. I think if the club wins tonight, it'll be great news for them. I also I don't want to see Cesaro break up. I think they are really great tag team. I like their odd couple dynamic. It's a little bit different than other odd couple tag teams we've seen in recent years, and I think that if you kept them together, they could be a really great addition to the tag division, which on Raw was kind of lacking because it was really just New Day, New Day, New Day, New Day, New Day for an absurdly long amount of time. And I think Bullet Club just said the tag titles have fallen from the New Day's long title reign to now being on the pre-show. What the fuck? And yeah, that sucks. But I feel like, and I might be wrong on this, but I feel like the New Day had a couple pre-show title matches before, but maybe not. Even then, though, being on the main card doesn't necessarily mean their feud or match is interesting or good, because as we saw with the New Day's long title reign, they had some very uninteresting encounters and matches. Wolfie the Bloodhound is here and says, "Hey guys, hello Wolfie. I'm the only one here doing Royal Rumble talk, but it seems to be going well so far." Antonio says, "I agree. The club don't need to be seen as AJ's lackeys. They can stand on their own." Yeah, that's really my main point about them going to SmackDown is I don't think they need to. They can do fine on Raw as long as they're booked well. It's really all just about winning matches, and that's been the problem because they've just been losing everything. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens tonight. As long as they put on a good match and then go on to beat other tag teams. Because keep in mind, a lot of people get a what's the word I'm looking for? There's a misunderstanding about title matches sometimes, and I do this too. But some people think, if they don't win that title match, then what are they doing? They're just fucking losing all the time. But keep in mind, they're facing in kayfabe the champion of whatever division they're in, the best person. The champion is in kayfabe the best person until they get beaten, and then that person's the best. So if the club lose to Cesaro, who are the champions, they lost to the best. So it's not that big of a deal. If they lose to Cesaro and then go on to beat other tag teams and later down the line earn another title opportunity, then they're really not getting hurt by losing tonight. I feel like everyone's just saying hi to each other in the chat right now. And then Draven G says here, it sucks that pretty much every tag team on Raw is a comedy act. Well, that might be a slight exaggeration. There is a lot of that on Raw. The New Day are a comedy act. And Cass are a comedy act. I don't know what they're doing. Is Rusev and Jinder Mahal a thing now? Or is that just the random fill time with Enzo and Cass? But, you still got the club. You got Cesaro. And Cesaro has their funny moments, but I wouldn't call them a comedy act. But you do need more seriousness in that tag division, and I feel like the club holding the belts would definitely help with that. But it's I don't know. I feel like either way that this match goes tonight with Cesaro and the club, Shining Stars and Golden Truth, that's true too. I forgot about them. Yeah, I don't know if Shining Stars are necessarily a comedy act, mostly because they're not funny, but I think they're trying to be, so it's good enough. Golden Truth, yeah, yeah. Alex King says it's cool. At least you can carry a show by yourself, unlike Andy. I've never seen Andy try to carry a show by himself, but I imagine that would be quite the train wreck. And then Wolfie says, I want the club to be more, but as I've said before, unlike the Ascension and the Vaudevillains, the club are able to be rebuilt. I'm a firm believer that anyone at any time is capable of being rebuilt. I feel like if the Ascension started going on a winning streak tomorrow, they could be rebuilt into what they were on NXT or better, hopefully. Same with the Vaudevillains. I feel like it's never too late to turn someone around for the better. The Ascension and the Vaudevillains are clearly in a position right now where that's not going to happen anytime soon. But the club is a different story. The club could easily turn around and start going on a winning streak. And even if they lose tonight, I feel like that's still the case, which is my point. Down to what I think is going to happen. I think Cesaro are going to retain. But as far as what I want to happen, I'm actually kind of torn. I like Cesaro, and I think it would be great if they continued their reign. And I feel like if they continued their reign, the club would not really suffer that much if the follow-up is booked properly. If the club wins, the same can be said for Cesaro, as long as they don't break up in like, you got pinned, you suck, I hate you, now we punch each other for no reason. We spent long enough watching Sheamus and Cesaro punch each other. I think it's time they stuck together for a little while. And the club could benefit from a title win, obviously. Who wouldn't? So I'm kind of torn on what I want to happen. I feel like it's probably better for the overall title picture if Cesaro hold on to it and don't lose it so soon after, becoming champions. And the club, they could do some good things for the division, but I don't know if it's necessarily a good time yet. I feel like I think I want Cesaro to win and retain. I think the club should wait a little bit before they get those belts. I don't know. Wolfie the Bloodhound says, Shining Stars are terrible, never shown me a damn thing ever, and Golden Truth are there because they want to replicate Goldust and Booker T in 2002, 2003. Goldust and Booker T, that was pretty good. I liked it. I don't think Golden Truth are at that point, but if that's what they're going for, fine, whatever. I doubt they're going to win any titles like Goldust and Booker T did, but whatever. Bullet Club says, I'm just waiting for the Revival to get called up. I hear that's going to be a while. I feel like the Revival are kind of a staple in that tag division, and they need to stick around a little bit longer while the division builds up. But Alex King says they will probably be called up during the next draft. If that happens, fine. What show do you think they'd go to, though? I don't know. A lot of these NXT tag teams seem to be going to SmackDown, but then again, Enzo and Cass went to Raw. My instinct tells me SmackDown, but I think the Revival might go to Raw. I don't know. Draven G says SmackDown. So does Bullet Club, and then Alex says Raw needs them more. That's the thing. I don't know. I don't know which show they'd end up going to. Antonio says I can't wait for Nakamura to get called up. And I guess we can talk about NXT San Antonio a little bit because that happened last night. And Shinsuke Nakamura actually lost the belt to Bobby Roode, which means he's kind of free game now for a lot of things. Some people think he might get called up. Some people think he might show up at the Royal Rumble tonight. I don't necessarily know if I think that's going to happen because the reason he lost last night was because of a kayfabe injury to his knee. So I don't know if he'd, in kayfabe, be willing to be in the Rumble, but it is Shinsuke, so you never know. NXT need heel tag teams other than Authors of Pain to build face teams. Yes, and I think that's another reason, one of the main reasons why the Revival will be sticking around for a little while. But again, that in a matter of months, the tag division in NXT could be fixed. Well, not fixed, it's not broken, but better. And I think the Revival would have an opportunity to get called up. And Nakamura still has a guaranteed rematch for the title, of course. Although I don't want him to win it back at this point because Nakamura has never successfully retained that NXT belt, and that's concerning. But Nakamura versus Cassius Ohno at TakeOver Orlando? I don't know. I don't think I want Nakamura to win it back because now that Roode has it, I feel like someone should hold on to it for a while. And like I said, Nakamura has never successfully defended it. He won it from Joe and then lost it back, and then won it back and then lost it to Roode. And I feel like, all right, Nakamura, I think you're done. Unless they're for some reason going for a 3-time NXT champion thing, which I don't think it's going to benefit the belt or anyone in that brand. Janie shows up. She says, hey, see, I have nothing constructive to add, but I showed up so I could get brownie points, right? Sure. I don't have much swing in this channel, so brownie points with me don't really count for much. He did the steel cage. Oh, yeah, okay. I thought did he retained? I thought that was him winning it back. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're right, Bullet Club. But if that's the case, fine. It's just that he keeps losing it. Either way, he keeps losing it. It's a wild Janie. Catch 22. Nakamura is ready to get called up, but NXT would miss him. Yeah, probably. Anyone would miss him though. If you had Shinsuke Nakamura on your show and then lost him, you'd miss him because it's fucking Shinsuke Nakamura. Why wouldn't you want to have him on your show? Janie says Liam is ignoring her at the match. So, what's up, dudes? I was going to say Rude versus Dillinger at Orlando, but he may move up to Raw or SmackDown, plus he's on a losing streak right now. Yeah, I don't know. Dillinger might stick around. Ooh, Mike Hunt, you're being very forward. Dillinger might stick around in NXT and possibly get a title run, but I don't know if I actually see that happening anymore. It's going to be kind of difficult. Oh, Mike Hunt says like Andy. He was talking to Janie. He said you should be with a real man, and then he put a winky face, and then he said like Andy. Yeah, I think Dillinger might move up without winning the title. I feel like he's going to be one of those call-ups. I don't know if NXT is going to be his place to shine. I feel like, if anything, his first title might be something like the United States or Intercontinental title, depending on which show he goes to. Andy's only half a man. Well, hey, if you watch Game of Thrones, being a half man is not always a bad thing. So I'm sticking up for you, Andy. Don't worry. But yeah, it's I think Dillinger's going to find more success on the main roster than he will on NXT. I feel like he's going to have a cool like Cinderella story thing going on in NXT, but I don't think he's necessarily going to win. Maybe he'll win a feud, but I don't think he's going to win a title. He might be in a title match, though. I don't fucking know. M. Gunter says, have you seen Flex Buffington yet? If you're talking to me, I don't know what the fuck that is, so no. And Alex King says, what about Krillin? Yeah, Krillin's half man. He does all right sometimes. I don't know. Andy has 0 in common with the dwarf. Yeah, that's probably true. Antonio says he just finished watching Game of Thrones. Oh, it's so good. Don't put any spoilers in this chat, Antonio, just in case other people want to watch it, but it's so fucking good. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. Tag team match is what we were talking about. Yeah, I think Cesaro's going to win, and I think I want them to win too. So I'll leave it at that. And I have 13 texts that I have not been able to get to. But we're moving on to the next kickoff match, which is a 6-woman tag team match. It's going to be Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella, and Naomi versus Alexa Bliss, Mickie James, and Natalya. Okay, so I'm going to admit I'm a little confused about this Mickie James thing. I don't entirely know what her motivation is for screwing Becky Lynch out of the title in that steel cage match. Janie says, I love GOT so much, it's ridic. Liam and Andy wouldn't shut up about seeing... Oh, Flex Buffington. Okay. I don't know who the fuck that is. This 6-man tag team match, or 6-woman tag team match. I don't know Mickie James' motivation for screwing Becky Lynch out of the title. If it's been stated and I just haven't heard it, please let me know. I just don't understand. She showed up at NXT, lost to Asuka, and then just went to SmackDown to side with Alexa Bliss. I don't get it. But, I'm fine with Alexa Bliss being the champion. She's good. Becky Lynch can take a step back and do other things. Feud with Mickie James. I don't really... She hates the fact that the 4 Horsewomen has taken credit for the women's revolution and changing the path of women. Okay, that kind of makes sense. Sure, why not? So in that case, she's siding with Natalya and Alexa Bliss. Fuck, I don't know, man. Mickey's motivation is that Alexa is the only woman that remembered her accomplishments. Sure, why not? Fuck it. It feels like her accomplishments have been ignored. Okay, I guess this is where it's going. Sure, why not? So it's Alexa, Mickie James, and Natalya versus Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella, and Naomi. I don't really get some of this intertwining. What are Naomi and Natalya doing here? What's Nikki Bella doing here? It feels like they just kind of got thrown together. But maybe I'm just missing something. Also, someone said a few comments ago, poor Carmella, 3 feuds now and she's been left out. Yeah, that's pretty true. As far as what I think is going to happen here, I think Alexa's team is probably going to win. This is just 3 feuds mashed together. Yeah, I figured. The heels are probably going to win. Although, I don't know. It's a pre-show match. It's a six-person tag, 6-woman tag. And maybe the faces will win. The heels versus faces. Naomi challenge Alexa Bliss. Nikki versus Natalya has been happening. Oh, yes. Okay, Nikki versus Natalya has been happening. I forgot all about that. Yes. Okay, so that makes sense. And then Naomi challenged Alexa Bliss. Sure, why not? Heels win. I wish I cared about it. Pretty much. That's kind of what's happening here. So then I guess I don't know. Yeah, I think the heels will probably win, but Janie says I'm gonna go force my friends to drink excessively with me now. Bye. Bye. don't die. But yeah, I think the heels will probably win. This match really doesn't matter. So it's not too big of a deal who wins. All right, so now we're getting into the main card and some more title matches. We got the Cruiserweight Championship, Rich Swann versus Neville, big, beefy Elf King bad guy Neville. Jeez. Neville's going to win, right? I feel like that's kind of obvious. Rich Swann, I like Rich Swann, but Janie says, I'm not Andy. No, if you were Andy, then you'd stop drinking after 1 beer and then have a hangover the next day and complain about it forever. But yeah, Rich Swann, I feel like I don't know. It's hard to say with the Cruiserweight title because that belt got passed back and forth so much in the early stages, and then Rich Swann's the only person that's really held it for more than a week. So good on him. But I feel like with Neville coming back now, it's just the only real option. I feel like anything else would be kind of stupid. I mean, maybe you could have some of the other babyface cruiserweights come out and cost them the match, but I feel like that'd be really stupid. I think having Neville win and be, king of the cruiserweights, like he's been saying, would be the best option, really. I want to like Rich Swann, but he really doesn't sound. Oh, but he sounds really robotic in his promos. I haven't seen a Rich Swann promo lately, so I can't testify if that's true or not, but I'll take your word for it. Wolfie says Neville wins. Anything else wouldn't make sense. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Neville's got a lot going for him right now. He seems to be really getting over with this new heel persona, and that's good. I feel like in NXT he was a heel in a different way, and it was still pretty good. So I think this like pure asshole Neville could really work out for him, and I think it's time you gave him the belt. Tajiri is injured because M. Gunter said Neville versus Tajiri would be cool. And Bullet Club says, isn't he injured? Yes, Tajiri is injured right now. I don't remember what the injury is, and I don't remember how long he's supposed to be out, but I don't think he's going to be back anytime soon. But Neville versus Tajiri, when he does get back, assuming Neville holds it that long, which I think he will, I think that'd be pretty cool. Tajiri obviously would not win, especially if I was running it, but yeah, I think that'd be kind of a cool match. It would definitely help push Neville's reign a little bit longer. It's always been said that working heel is easier to do than working face. Probably. The only problem with that is now that working heel is super easy if you want to get people to like you. If you want to get people to like you, being a good person doesn't work, and it sucks. Crowds are weird nowadays. Voidstorm says, hey guys, what did I miss? Well, this is the Suplah Rumble, which is our Royal Rumble pre-show. I'm the only one here because Liam, Andy, and Keelan are at a wrestling event in Lincoln, and Brooks and Brendan are busy with other things. So I'm holding down the fort, and I think it's been going well so far. We're currently talking about Neville versus Rich Swann for the Cruiserweight title. Everyone seems to be in agreement that Neville's going to win and that that's the best idea. Only if Ibushi signs full-time. What? Draven G said, I know it likely won't happen, but imagine if we got Neville versus Ibushi at WrestleMania, and then only if Ibushi signs full-time. Yeah, I don't think Ibushi will sign full-time, though, so I don't think that match is really going to happen. If they got him for a one-off appearance and it was at WrestleMania, that'd be really fucking cool. But I don't think that's going to happen. Sam injured himself yesterday. I think I saw that. What the fuck happened? Someone who saw the stream yesterday, because I wasn't available, let me know what the hell happened. So Sam's okay. He's had worse, probably. I think he ran into a wall or some shit. But yeah. Point is, Rich Swann, Neville. I think Neville's gonna win, and I think that's the best idea. It's what I think will happen, and it's what I want to happen. So hopefully, once he does win, the cruiserweight division, he tripped. Oh, great. The cruiserweight division improves a little bit, and you get some more character development out of these people. I feel like Neville versus Jack Gallagher would be so perfect. I think like with Neville's just everyone is an asshole except me mentality, and then Jack Gallagher being like the perfect gentleman shit. That'd be awesome. I feel like a feud between those two would be great, and it would be something that could really bring out some characteristics of more people, and it would help the division as a whole. Okay, what the hell happened yesterday? Sam fell over onto a metal thing on the floor. Poor bastard cut himself open. Voidstorm says he was trying to do a wide impression and tripped on the paper holder that he never returned. So not only did he buy a paper holder he didn't need and then complained about it on the broadcast, but he tripped on it and hurt himself. So, great. That's just fucking great. M. Gunder says, if we get a dream match at WrestleMania with Neville, bring back Rey. I'm assuming Rey Mysterio. Olympia says, exclamation points. Thank you. Sam did a blade job. Great. Fucking great. So, yeah, Neville. It's Neville. It's got to be Neville. Fucking, that's it. That's the end of that one. It's really nothing more you can say. But I want Neville to win and have good feuds with other characters on the Cruiserweight division because I know there's a lot of potential in that 205 Live. And I think Jack Gallagher is first and foremost on that list. But next match, let's go to the Raw Women's Championship. It's going to be Charlotte Flair now. Charlotte Flair versus Bayley. Real quick, Wolfie says Rey Mysterio is past it. I hate to say it, but he is. I don't know how he's doing lately. I know he's in Lucha Underground. Is he in AAA, or did he stop wrestling for AAA? But I know he's on Lucha Underground, and I honestly don't know how he's been doing. I don't know if his matches are any good still. He was past it in 2011, probably. Can we not have a death on the Suplah? That'd be pretty. I'd be fine with no one dying. I feel like that's probably. God, I can't get the lighting right. Fuck it. Yeah, I'd like it if no one died. That'd be good. Especially not me, please. I have things to do soon. So Charlotte versus Bayley. First and foremost, let me say, I'm really glad Charlotte is not fighting Sasha Banks again. Thank God. I've heard he might not re-sign with Lucha Underground. That'd be interesting. As in, like, retiring or going somewhere else. I don't know. Alex says, hopefully Brendan doesn't die first. Oh, I get it. It's because he's the black guy, and black people always die first in the horror movies. Are you saying the Suplah is a horror movie? Is that where this is going? Also, by the way, we were talking about Game of Thrones earlier. Oh, no, it's all mirrored. It says ours is the Fury. Fucking anyone who gets that. It also has my name on it. A friend made this for me. Super cool. Charlotte. Woofy says, Charlotte retains until WrestleMania. I really hope not. Okay, let me start talking about Charlotte versus Bayley. I'm glad it's not Sasha Banks anymore. However, I really don't like heel Charlotte, and I don't like champion Charlotte. I want Charlotte to lose this goddamn belt and not get it back immediately. Vince McMahon is here and says, we need ratings, damn it. Andy would be the first to die, says Bullet Club. We can thank The Shining for that. Charlotte will win with Dana's help if they remember that they're together. which is a big if. Oh yeah, Bailey and Dana Brooke has been a thing, so that might happen. That's probably the end scenario. I don't like Charlotte, or at least I don't like what she's doing now. She's a good wrestler, and in certain scenarios, I do like her, but I don't like what she's doing now. Everyone knows I like Bailey. It's so clearly I want Bailey to win, but I think Charlotte will win. It's just that I really hate this pay-per-view undefeated streak they're doing with her. Voidstorm says, I want Charlotte to lose, but I don't think Bailey's ready yet. Antonio says, Dothraki reference? Ours is the Fury? Not quite, but not quite. Look at the colors. It's black and yellow, if that helps. Black and yellow, black and yellow. Fucking, I'm stupid. Anyway. I hate how Charlotte has to yell everything in her promo, says Draven G. Yeah. I don't like her undefeated streak on pay-per-views. Wolfie just made a comment. I wish they didn't do this dumb pay-per-view win streak angle, but hey, if she loses at Mania, I'm fine. Means it ends. Plus, I like Bailey. And then Bullet Club says, I want Asuka to kick Charlotte's ass. That would be cool, but I'm so torn with Charlotte. They really have booked themselves into a kind of uninteresting corner. When I saw Charlotte and Sasha live, Flair was the face and Banks was the heel, and it worked better. Of course it worked better. Sasha's meant to be a heel and Charlotte's meant to be a face. Like, you can't... Why did they switch them? I don't get it. But as long as Charlotte's a heel, I want her to lose. Like, House Baratheon. Yes, there it is, Antonio. You got it. I want Charlotte to lose because I really don't give a shit about her as a heel champion. She's just not doing it for me. And I like Bailey, so what can I fucking say? It's just if they have Charlotte hold it until WrestleMania, and let's say it's Asuka that takes it from her, then you're just doing the New Day thing where you're just doing it to kill time, and that's not good. That's never interesting. Bullet Club vs. Shield says she's been champion forever. Yeah, it's just time to stop. It's time to stop. It just needs to end. Just let the title reign end, please, for the love of God. Voidstorm says hopefully the feud can go on a little longer for Bailey to get a bit more comfortable with her promos before she wins. Yeah, I hear that's been kind of a road bump for Bailey is her promos lately. So I don't know. I don't fucking know anymore. I'm just desperate for Charlotte to lose. I just can't deal with her anymore. Draven G says, if they bring in Ronda Rousey, do you think she will be the one that finally ends Charlotte's streak? I don't think they will bring in Ronda Rousey. I don't think that's a thing that will happen. I think Ronda Rousey will compete in MMA until she decides to retire from MMA and then sit at home with all of her money and not go to wrestling. I really don't. I don't want her to go to wrestling, and I don't think she would. Oh, Alex King says she's used to Dusty writing her promos. That's probably true. That just made me sad. I hate how she's already a 4-time champion, referring to Charlotte. Yeah, that's a problem. That's the thing. If Bailey wins tonight and Charlotte wins it back, like on Raw or something, I am going to freak out. I'm going to freak the fuck out. I can't deal with her anymore. And this winning the title back every time she loses a thing, really getting on my nerves, gotta say. I don't like it when they do it in New Japan, and I don't like it here. M. Gunter says, because they give her a poem gimmick with her promos like Heidenreich. What? That's weird. Ronda Rousey is damaged goods to WWE. That too, with her recent loss, I don't know if they'd even want her. Alex says, oh, Carmine, you big softy. What did I do? I don't know. With Dusty. Voidstorm says, Charlotte, it's time to stop. Where are your parents? Off in the distance, we hear a faint woo. She was worth more when she was winning in UFC. Talking about Ronda Rousey. Yeah. So I don't. No, Ronda Rousey's not going to WWE. At least I hope not. I don't know. Who do you guys think is gonna beat Charlotte eventually. Do you think it's going to be Bayley tonight? I want it to be her, but I don't know if that will happen. I wanted it to be Sasha like 3 pay-per-views ago, but clearly that's not what they were going for. I'd be fine if it was Nia Jax. There's not really a whole lot of other capable women on Raw at the moment. Alicia Fox, fuck no. Who the fuck else is on Raw? What other women are on Raw? Nia at Mania? Sure. I mean, fine. Just put Nia on a bit of a more legitimate winning streak first, because as of right now, she's just been beating jobbers, which is not necessarily great. M. Gunter says Paige. Maybe? I don't know. WWE might be kind of at their wits' end with Paige, but Void Storm says it should be Bayley, but it won't be tonight. Wolfie says Bayley at WrestleMania. M. Gunter says Emelina. Oh, Jesus Christ. Is she ever going to fucking show up? I'd love it if that's just the character. She's just never there. She just never shows up ever again. And then one day evil Emma shows up on SmackDown. It's like, wait a minute, what? But yeah, I think Charlotte will probably win tonight. And I hate that. I really hate that. But what can you do, right? Oh, good. We're on to this fucking match. WWE Universal Championship on the line when Kevin Owens retains it. Well, sorry, Freudian slip. Defends it against Roman Reigns in a no disqualification match with Chris Jericho suspended above the ring in a shark cage. Wrestling is weird. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. There's some more comments here. Alex King says, Carmine, would you rather be poor or be Ryback? He says poor. I say poor. I love Ryback, but I wouldn't want to be Ryback. It seems like a sad life to live. Bullet Club vs. Shield says Bayley will win it at Mania, then Sasha will turn heel on Bayley. That's more or less what I wanted to happen with Sasha winning the feud against Charlotte. So if they did it in that way, I wouldn't be upset. That'd be fine. Emelina is the new Eva Marie. Emelina won't debut until 2020. Emelina won't debut until Andy breaks the streak. Is this the new thing? Emelina won't debut until fucking, I don't know. Braun will come out to attack Roman so he could be fed to him at Mania. I think you have a half of a really good idea. So Kevin Owens, okay, Wolfie says, I'm calling Reigns, but I want KO to retain so bad. It's not lost on me that Owens' Reigns has been a little mediocre. Yeah. This feud has not been good. I don't know if it's necessarily been horrible, but it's not been good. And I want it to stop tonight. And that would mean Kevin Owens retaining. Because if Roman Reigns wins, then we get a rematch and blah, 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 blah. I want Kevin Owens to retain. Chris Jericho's going to be up the ring in a shark cage. No disqualifications, right? Is Jericho going to have his belt up there with him? He could drop the belt from the cage, and Owens could hit Roman Reigns with it 20,000 times until he stops moving, and then pin him. And then Roman Reigns will get back up in 5 seconds because he's Superman. But Draven G. Oh God! Apparently the plan is Roman versus Taker at Mania. No, please, God, no. I'll get to that in a minute with Undertaker, but I don't know. My first thought when you say Roman versus Taker is with the title on the line, but that could also not be the case. It might just be neither of them are a champion and Roman versus Undertaker. Still, I wouldn't want to see that. Alex King says, I would rather Owens loses than AJ lose. I'll get to that. I want Kevin Owens to retain, and I want... Antonio says, would Owens getting himself disqualified get him a cheer or a boo? Probably a cheer. However, this match is no disqualification, so if he hits Roman with that belt, the match keeps going. So some people have said Seth Rollins might come out and interfere. And then there's the counter argument, well, if he does that, does Triple H show up? And then this turns into a big chaotic mess. Everyone, I think Antonio knows that it's no DQ now. I don't think we all need to remind him. But yeah, it's just this match has the potential to turn into a big fucking mess, if you ask me. And excuse me if I'm not entirely optimistic about that. I am just knocking my laptop all over the place. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to this match. Apparently their match at Roadblock was okay. Fine. If they put on another halfway decent match, fine. But I feel like the ending is just going to be muddled with too many people and a bunch of fucking chaos. And hopefully amidst that chaos, Kevin Owens retains. Really, I want that to happen. Not because I hate Roman Reigns. Really. It's because everyone else hates Roman Reigns. And I want that title to be surrounded by something other than Roman Reigns hate. I want that title to go on to do other things like Owens versus Jericho, Owens versus Sami Zayn, Owens versus literally anyone else. It's just that, God damn it, this Roman Reigns hate is really causing restriction in what you can do anymore. Because, like, I know Vince will do whatever the fuck he wants anyway. So if people hate Roman Reigns, he's not going to give a shit. But it really books you into a corner about what's going to be interesting to watch. Because if Roman Reigns is champion and everyone fucking hates him, it's not going to be interesting to watch. So I don't know. I'm exhausted. I'm so tired of Roman Reigns and the fucking controversy that surrounds him. It's just so annoying. M. Gunter says someone can lower the cage and let Jericho out. It's no DQ, so nothing will happen. Oh, yeah, true. And then M. Gunter says Owens should keep it until Finn comes back. I'd love to see Finn Balor versus Kevin Owens again, but for a different title on the main roster. It'd be so good. Voidstorm says Reigns has improved significantly, but he's nowhere near ready for the main event of WrestleMania again. Alex King says Reigns needs to change his attire and turn heel for a year, then reboot him as a face. He's damaged at this point. Yeah. Bullet Club says I don't want to see Taker losing to Roman. Roman Reigns. God, Roman Reigns. What a fucking mess. What a mess Roman Reigns is. Like, Jesus. I don't know why it got this bad. I feel like the booking behind Roman Reigns has not enticed the crowd to get this. I feel like they got angry at that Royal Rumble, and then they don't care anymore. Anything he does, we're against it. And now it's caused such a mess. Nothing he's involved in will be accepted until he's a heel. And that may never happen. That may never happen. And then what? Now we're fucked. Every time we see Roman Reigns, which is going to be a lot, get used to him. I don't know if he's going to win tonight, but get used to him anyway, because he's going to be there. It's just not going to go well, and that sucks, because I like Roman Reigns as a wrestler. I feel like he has a lot of potential to put on really good matches. His match with Bray Wyatt at Hell in a Cell 2 years ago was really good. That was a really good match. Roman could main event WrestleMania for the main title for a third year in a row. I don't want to see that because of this fucking mess. The booking has been AIDS. It's not Roman's fault. That's also true. Reigns as a heel seems like a good idea. Just imagine him doing chicken shit heel things like beating the fuck out of the ref, getting himself disqualified. I think Bullet Club says Roman Reigns is this generation's Lex Luger. Draven G says he's a mix between Lex Luger, and Diesel. He's controversial, and not in the good way, not in the DX way. He's controversial in the sense that no matter what the fuck he does, people are not going to be happy. Alex says, go look at Roman Reigns' heel work in NXT. He was gold. I'm sure he was. When he was part of the Shield and he was a silent monster heel, he was good. People liked it. Do you remember when he was in the Shield and people loved Roman Reigns? They didn't love, I mean, they loved the Shield, but they didn't love him because the Shield. They saw Roman Reigns and they were like, that guy's cool. Because he is. When he's a bad guy and he's quiet and he just tackles the shit out of people. People like that. And I get he was supposed to be a heel, but maybe the way to go is have him come out one night and say, I hate all of you. And then he doesn't talk. He does not speak anymore. He goes out, he punches people in the face really fucking hard, and then slowly but surely, now that the crowd's behind him, because they will be, you put him up against heels. He's still not talking. He's not talking like a good guy. He's just not talking at all. You put him up against bad guys, he becomes the good guy by default, and people want to see him win. That's what you have to do. You superficially turn him heel, and then really he's still being a good guy by fighting bad guys. But he does the same shit, and he fucking punches people really hard, and he doesn't always win. And he gets up sometimes, but he doesn't no-sell, and he doesn't come out of nowhere with a victory if he's getting the shit kicked out of him. That's the problem. You turned him into John Cena, and people don't like John Cena. Remember the part where people don't like John Cena? I don't know. I'm kind of talking in circles. So let me read some comments here and regain my thoughts. He cut bad promos and is portrayed as the next John Cena. Yes. Alex King says broken reigns. Dak, you know what? Maybe. Wolfie says the scripts for Reigns has been terrible. Coupled with Vince's obsession with turning him into the next big babyface is a disaster. Reigns is pretty damn cool on up, up, down, down, and charismatic too. We know he has the potential. Void Storm says people were losing their shit when he was in the final two at the Rumble against Batista. Yes, they wanted him to win. Remember when people wanted Roman Reigns to win the Royal Rumble? How fucking crazy that was? Bullet Club says he also barely sells. Yes, he should stop no-selling. That's a problem. M. Gunter says he was cheered over Batista in the Rumble before he won. That was the time when a Roman face run would have worked. Yes. I think he was only cheered because they didn't want Batista. That's also true, but it's more than that. There's more to it than that. When he was the mostly silent tank of a man, it just worked better. But he didn't always win. And in that Rumble, he did not win. And people still liked him, and they cheered for him at that time. And it was a good way to do it. Good thing. Good things were happening. I think the pop for him was against Batista because of the treatment of Daniel Bryan at the time. Yes, that's also true. Draven G says, I think it seems like the Cena formula they've created has really fucked the face-heel dynamic. That too. Heels are cheered these days because they're not John Cena. That's really it. And faces get booed because is he turning into John Cena? Maybe not, but he's a good guy like John Cena, so John Cena almost ruined wrestling. And I'm not saying that as like, smarky, all the Cena haters will like me now. I don't give a fuck. John Cena also has the potential to be good. John Cena has the potential to be an amazing character at times. It's just that it's like post-traumatic stress disorder. That's really what it is. It's like what he used to do has ruined how people perceive things now. It really fucked a lot of stuff. Antonio says, I agree, Carmine, he should go back to being silent. Do you think he should get a manager if he's silent? For me, as a silent heel, I would give him Jim Cornette. I don't know about Jim Cornette. Maybe he should have a manager? I don't know. That's a tough one. I think M. Gunter says make Roman a Paul Heyman guy, the Roman Lesnar alliance. I think because of previous storylines, I don't think that would necessarily work out too well. But Jesus, I don't know. Would I give him a manager, or would I just have him like because you don't necessarily need someone to be spoken for. Sometimes you do, but sometimes you don't. Look at Braun Strowman. I think Reigns could be fine without a manager, and I would wait to give him one if I ever did give him one. I think for now, if they went this route, I would have him be by himself for a little while. Draven says, Alex King says, honestly, I think people would cheer for Cena over Reigns at this point. Well, I don't ever want to see the match where we find out. Draven G says, I think they are afraid to do Reigns versus Cena, probably. M. Gunter says, WWE turns almost all heel champions into chicken shit. Yes, that's true. I want a heel champion that actually wins. Sometimes through cheating, of course, because he's the bad guy, but he doesn't run away and always cheat and have a friend come out and help him or her and just not do anything on their own. I want Baron Corbin to become a champion and just beat people up and be like an asshole about it. That's what I want. Wolfie says Heyman isn't good as a manager for anybody but Lesnar. I don't know if I'd go that far, but I think Lesnar should be his only client. I think Cesaro proved that Heyman should stick with one person at a time, because otherwise the other people become a transition to look at Brock Lesnar. And that's not good for the person, like Cesaro. So I don't know if he's only good as a manager for Heyman, but I think he should stick with one, or not as for Heyman, Lesnar, but I think he should stick with one person at a time. And for now, that's Lesnar. So, fine. Antonio says, both Corny and Heyman are great managers, but I feel that having Cornette as a manager could help get heel heat. Possibly. As long as someone's writing Cornette's material for him, because on his own, Cornette can be a little crazy. So it's a thin line that you got to walk there. In 2015, when Roman won his second championship, the fans were behind him because he was using his 2014 character. People were behind him. Yeah, for sure, when he beat Sheamus. But I don't know. I don't know why they were behind him. Because when you go back and look at that, was really the reason. I think people forgot that they hated him. I think innately, Roman Reigns is good. And people were like so distracted by that they forgot that they in their mind, they told themselves, I don't like Roman Reigns. I got to make sure to boo him. But they got so distracted by how into it they were. Sheamus was being a good heel and Roman was being a good face. They got so distracted that they forgot they hate Roman Reigns. I think that's what happened. I think the people are so stubborn. I think the crowd is so stubborn that the only way you'll get them to cheer for Roman Reigns is if they forget that they're supposed to hate him. And if that's the case, it's going to be trickier than I thought. Sheamus was hated more, Alex King, but well, I don't know if he was hated more. When he cashed in and kicked Roman in the face, I think people were cheering. And he became an asshole, and yeah, sure, and he got the New Day dancing with him, and Draven G brought up a good point. The night before Roman won it, he snapped and attacked Triple H because he got screwed out of that TLC match. I remember that. Yes. Yes, that also had something to do with it. I think when they saw him doing something different, which is, snapping and losing his shit, right? That made them forget that they hate him. And they need to do that again. I think Roman should get screwed tonight and go crazy again. The only thing is, where does he go from there? I think he should face Braun Strowman. I think Roman Reigns should win the U.S. title back from Chris Jericho. Because Kevin Owens screws Chris Jericho out of the title. As to why, I have not figured that part out yet. I'm making this all up as I go. But I think Kevin Owens should come out and screw Chris Jericho. And I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know what Roman Reigns should do. I really don't. Let's read some comments. Bull Clip says, I want The Miz to win the WWE title. That'd be cool. Could you bring back Sinister Minister to make Roman a monster? I don't know who Sinister Minister is. Void Storm says Roman is strong enough to be a heel on his own. It's rare when he's in a match that he isn't physically dominant. Worst case scenario, give him the Goldberg build. Maybe silent, dominant, and just plain scary. Could work. I think the fans don't personally hate Reigns, says Wolfie. They just hate who Vince wants to make a star. Maybe. Draven G says, but like the week after he won the title and went back to being a goofball. Yeah, that's the problem. He needs to stay consistent in what he is and change to be someone else for right now, because the goofball thing is not working. Psychotic Roman Reigns could be over, says Wolfie. I think that might be the best way to go. I think change his character in some way, because what he's doing right now is not working, clearly. Egg 14 Abel says, a few weeks later in 2016, haters were booing him because he was being overpushed and went back to being another John Cena. Yeah. Bullet Club says, what is it with Andy naming the Suplah pay-per-view after dicks? I don't know. I think secretly he has a thing for men and wants to subtly tell the world. That's why he named our next Brawl event Victory Chode. I mean, he won the right to name it whatever he wanted, and he chose penises. So I think that's a metaphor for Andy in general. He chose penises. Sinister Minister is James Mitchell. Sure. Andy has latent homosexual tendencies. Possibly. Anyway, Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns. That's what we were talking about. Please let Kevin Owens retain. That's it. That's really all I have to say about it. I don't know if this match is going to be the one where we see Seth Rollins and Triple H progress. If it is, then this match is just going to be a fucking mess. I would rather they did that in the Royal Rumble, because that match is already a mess, so at least it would fit in. But if they did it in this Owens and Reigns match, it's just going to be a goddamn mess. And I don't want to see that. But yeah, Kevin Owens, please. What do I think's going to happen? I honestly don't know. I think Kevin Owens. I think Kevin Owens is going to win. I really hope I'm right. On to the next match, which is another championship match. AJ Styles will be defending his WWE World Heavyweight Championship against John Cena. Oh, God. Brooks seems to be convinced that this is a foregone conclusion that John Cena will win. I really hope he's fucking wrong. I really hope this is the most wrong he's ever been in his life. I've never wanted someone to be wrong more than I want Brooks to be wrong right now. I do not want John Cena to win, because I do not want him to tie the 16-time world record thing. What? Bullet Club vs. Shield says, apparently whoever wins in this match will face Goldberg at Fastlane. Whoever wins for Reigns versus Owens. That'd be weird. I really hope that doesn't happen. They got the perfect opportunity to pull a double turn heel. Back to AJ and Cena. A double turn? Maybe? I don't know if they will, though, because I don't think John Cena's ever going to turn heel, officially. You know, Brooks always says, oh, he's basically a heel because he's an asshole. John Cena's always been an asshole. That literally means nothing. He's not a heel. He's not a heel. Good guys are assholes all the time. Doesn't make him a heel. Bullet Club says, have Jon Stewart interfere like he did at SummerSlam 2015. That'd be really dumb. But if it means John Cena doesn't win, fine. Yeah, I don't want Cena to tie this fucking record, because that's going to be another goddamn thing they hold over our heads and be like, look at how cool Cena is. I just don't want it. I really don't. 15 is a unique number, but I want John Cena to win. I think Ric Flair might interfere, says Draven G. Shoot, work, double cross Montreal style. Sounds like something off a fucking menu. Wrestling is weird. AJ can disqualify himself. If John Cena was going to turn heel, he would do it to Undertaker to fuel a WrestleMania match. John Cena's promos have actually been okay. John Cena's not bad. He puts on good matches when he wants to, especially if he's in the ring with someone really talented. And his promos can be really good. They can also be bologna, fudge, and mustard, but, you know, not everyone's perfect. No, don't have Jon Stewart. Celebs have no business in the ring. They should sit in the crowd. I personally agree. But, you know, Stardust had a match with the Green Arrow, so, you know, anything can fucking happen. AJ kicks out of 2 AAs, so he uses an accidental low blow to win. Fine. Sure. Why not? You had AJ beat John Cena at SummerSlam, right? That's what everyone keeps saying. Oh, AJ's the best because he actually beat John Cena. Do it again. Please. For the love of God, do it again. I just... Listen. When AJ Styles beat Dean Ambrose, I was upset because I like Dean Ambrose. But I like AJ Styles. I want him to retain and hold on to this title until at least WrestleMania, when possibly the Royal Rumble winner takes it from him, depending on who wins tonight. Apparently, Cena is going to be taking time off again to film a movie after WrestleMania. AJ should win. Yeah, please, for the love of God. I just can't. Cena has had so much shit. He's had so much shit, and I can't deal with him having this as well. You know, he's a 16-time world champion. He tied the fucking record. Let's go for 17. Please, just please, for the love of God. Void Storm says, honestly, Cena has reached a point in his career where I'd be okay if he won. He's an undeniable Hall of Famer at this point, and whoever wins is going to set up a great match at WrestleMania. Yes, whoever wins, the match at WrestleMania will most likely be really good. Unless they do Cena versus Undertaker, in which I'm going to kill myself. But I don't want John Cena to win. It's just bias, really. It's just favoritism for me. I'm not saying it's the wrong decision to have John Cena win. It's just that I don't want him to. That's really it. I don't want Cena to tie the record, is the main thing. If he was a 14-time world champion right now, I'd be like, please don't have Cena win, but it's not going to be the end of the world if he does. It's not going to be the end of the world if he wins tonight, but I don't want him to win. That's really it. And AJ has so much more he can do. I still feel like a title feud between The Miz and AJ Styles would be just really good and really interesting. There's some comments here. Antonio says, too bad Cena can't leave and go wrestle for New Japan. I don't know if he'd fit in New Japan, but it could work, maybe. AJ can turn the fans on Cena by talking about Cena turning into what he complained about The Rock was doing. Yes. Because Cena was complaining about The Rock being all about Hollywood and never showing up, and then Cena's kind of doing the same thing. Alex King says, Cena is a dick. At No Mercy just said, I want to be in the championship match. Now for the same shit at the Rumble. Are we sure he's a face? He's a face. He's a face. That's really it. You know, he's still the hustle, loyalty, respect. He's pushing his virtues out there. Like, he's not a bad guy. He shows up and he's like, I want a title match, but everyone fucking says that. That doesn't make him a heel. He's a face. Nathan Wichelo says, we could see a Charlotte interference, then a face turn from her to defend her father's legacy. Sasha turns heel, aligns herself with Cena, would also be heel, then Styles and Charlotte have a thing. That's a very complicated storyline, especially considering that Charlotte and Sasha are on Raw and Cena and AJ are on SmackDown. But maybe. He says, then Charlotte versus Sasha one last time. No, thank you. And Cena versus AJ for one last time. The more matches Cena is in, the more worried I get. So preferably don't do that. Void Storm says, AJ wins with a run-in from Ryback, and then he eats the title. That would be the best ending. Because it's big guy feed time. Wake up, feed more. Draven G says they could honestly have Nikki and Cena be the new McMahon Helmsley. He just wants a championship match because he wants to? Too bad. Yeah. I don't know. It just sucks. They need to book Cena into a more interesting feud. And I feel like WrestleMania would be a good time to do that. Bullet Club says, I hear they might do Cena versus Samoa Joe at WrestleMania. As long as it's not for the title, that'd be really interesting. Cena's like, oh, I didn't win the title, and I didn't win the Rumble, so I'm a little bummed out, but I'm still kicking. I'm here on SmackDown, never give up, hustle, loyalty, respect, and then fucking Hip Hop Godzilla comes out and gives him a fucking muscle buster, and at WrestleMania, you get that match. I'd be fine with that. And it would keep him away from that goddamn belt. And, good. Just AJ needs to lose to someone else. Antonio says Joe might screw Cena tonight. Maybe. They'd have to give him some pretty good motivation because Joe has no reason to help AJ. And I'd be interested to see what his reason is to attack John Cena. But I'd be okay with that. Could we see any non-Rumble returns or debuts tonight? So as in not in the Rumble match, like during other things. Maybe Joe would debut in this AJ Cena match. I could see that happening. And it could work if they do it right. As for any other matches, I don't think Finn Balor would show up in the Universal title match. If he shows up tonight, which I don't see happening anyway, but if he does show up tonight, it'll be in the Rumble. I don't think there are any women that are out of action right now. And who's the United States champion? It's Chris Jericho. So he's going to be in the cage. He doesn't have anyone that would want to attack him. I meant that as a way to start Cena Joe feud for Mania, but yeah, there needs to be good motivation. Yeah. Kurt Angle, if he shows up, would he show up in the Royal Rumble? I don't know. Maybe. I don't think he'll show up at all. But Joe shows up, look like he's going to attack Cena, but then attacks AJ, so he gets the disqualification win. Oh. That could work too. Joe and Cena trained together so they could work a jealousy storyline. That works. Kenny Omega interfering in the KO vs. Roman match to help Owens. Maybe? I don't think... Kenny Omega, I think it's just been officially declared that he signed with New Japan for at least another year. I want to say it was another year. So he's not showing up. But I don't know why he would help Owens anyway. Maybe. Eva to cost the faces in the pre-show. Maybe? Omega's confirmed he's still with New Japan and not debuting tonight, yes. Bullet Club says Finn Balor. If Finn Balor shows up, I feel like it'll be in the Royal Rumble itself. Rusev has been teasing something with Kurt Angle all week. That would be interesting. Maybe Rusev just shows up in the middle of the show like, I'm Machka, I'm mad, I'm so mad. And then Kurt Angle comes out and puts him in an ankle lock or some shit. I'd be fine with that. I don't think Angle's going to show up tonight since Angle's going to be at the next WCPW pay-per-view. Yeah, maybe. That's a good point. But anyway, back to Cena and AJ Styles. I think, yeah, I want AJ to win. And I think AJ will win. I don't think WWE is going to really bother with the 16-time world champion thing. I mean, they obviously acknowledge it. I think they say on WWE.com in the primer for this match, he's chasing that 16th title, but I think it'll always be a matter of chasing it. I don't think he's ever actually going to get it. Or at least I really fucking hope not. Because the longer they wait, the worse it's going to be, and they've already waited long enough. It's too late. Let AJ hold it. Eva will never be an actually good wrestler. It's hard for me to believe that she ever would be good, but nothing's impossible. I want to believe that anyone has the capacity to train and get better, and maybe that's what she's been doing. Or is she injured? Or is she filming a movie? I don't fucking know. What does Eva Marie do in her spare time? Who gives a shit? Bullet Club says, fact. Would Kurt Hawkins show up at the Royal Rumble tonight? But yeah, I think and want AJ to win. Do we think we see some guys from the UK tournament tonight? That'd be weird. I don't think I want them to show up. I know they were there at San Antonio last night, or at least Tyler Bate was. Bullet Club says Eva's doing a movie. Tyler Bate was at San Antonio last night. I don't know if Pete Dunne was, and I don't know if Pete Dunne has been confirmed to be in San Antonio this weekend, but I know he got pulled from some shows. Oh, and Gunter says she finished filming in December, so she might be on her way back any day now. I don't think I want the UK guys to show up because I feel like they need to be doing their own thing. They have not confirmed a UK championship show on the network, and they haven't confirmed that the UK guys will be showing up on Raw or SmackDown. So I don't think they're going to be showing up, and I think they should stay and kind of do an NWA style thing with that belt in England on the independent circuit, because that's the more interesting route. I mean, 205 Live is struggling enough as it is. I don't think we need another show with another division that will probably get poor treatment. I think you can let that belt thrive in the indies in England. I think that's probably the best option to go with that. Nathan says the UK title after the tournament will be irrelevant. I hope not irrelevant, but I don't think it's going to matter in the WWE universe, which basically I don't want Tyler Bate or Pete Dunne, and apparently Wolfgang is in San Antonio too. I don't want any of them to show up in that Rumble. I really don't. Nothing really interesting can come of that. What, they showed up? Are they going to do more in WWE, or is that it? They just showed up for the sake of showing up. So in that case, you just wasted a Rumble spot. No thanks. I'd rather they don't. The UK tournament was pretty much just for exposure. Yeah, kind of. And that's don't put it in the Rumble. That's it. Don't put it in the Rumble. Would it be better if they brought back the European title instead of creating the UK title? I don't think so. I think what they did was fine as long as they make it like an NWA style belt in the UK. Can we agree Lesnar or Goldberg should not win the Rumble? Definitely agreed, and more people in the comments agree with her as well. Let's move on to the Royal Rumble, because we got about 40 minutes left in this show here, and it's about time we talk about the namesake of the event. Let me start by saying this. I do not want Goldberg to win. I do not want Brock Lesnar to win. I do not want The Undertaker to win the Royal Rumble. I think this Royal Rumble has the potential to be a wild card Rumble compared to some that we've seen in recent years where it's been pretty kind of predictable. It's like there's really only one storyline that can benefit from this Rumble. It's always been about either Roman Reigns or Triple H or Batista, or I don't know. There was Sheamus and Del Rio, and that was pretty weird. And then those fucking feuds went on to not be interesting at all. I don't know. Del Rio versus Edge was all right. But this one has the potential to put the Royal Rumble back on track as being something that really anyone can win, and you never really know what's going to happen. And I think if Undertaker wins the Royal Rumble, that would really shit on that idea. There's some comments here. Justin Patrick says, I'm still wearing blue. Yeah, it's a very dark blue, but it is blue. How big of a troll would it be if Ty Dillinger comes out at number 11? That'd be, I don't know. Ty to come out at number 20 would be twice as perfect. Bullet Club says, fuck off part-timers. Alex King says, the Rumble is unpredictable because of the draft picks, since there are also 2 world titles again. Yes, there's that element to it as well. You get either someone from SmackDown or someone from Raw, and depending on which one you get, you have a different type of feud happening for a different belt. Bullet Club versus Shield says, I think either Sami Zayn, Samoa Joe, or Braun Strowman will win. I also think The Miz would be a good idea because I want The Miz versus AJ Styles. I also think if Miz becomes champion, you have some more openings for really good feuds. I feel like Baron Corbin versus The Miz would be really interesting. Dean Ambrose versus The Miz, revisited for the WWE title would be really cool. John Cena versus The Miz would be really cool. Shelton Benjamin possibly coming back. I think he's still injured, so I don't know about that. Do we think James Ellsworth is going to appear? I hope not. Draven G says, I'm going with Joe. Technically, he's a free agent, so he could show up on both shows and confront the champion. That's true. If he wins, he just gets to pick which show he wants to go to. Since it's WWE, the last two men will probably be Strowman and Ellsworth. I really fucking hope not. I'd like to see Shelton. Someone should look up real quick if Shelton's still injured or if there's any timetable on his coming back, because I would like to see him show up. That'd be cool. But yeah, I don't want, because the big rumor going around was that John Cena would win the title from AJ Styles, and then The Undertaker would win the Royal Rumble, and then I would kill myself. I do not want to see that. I don't want to see Undertaker in a title match at all. I don't care who the fucking champion is. I don't want to see Undertaker versus AJ Styles. I don't want to see Undertaker versus fucking Roman Reigns or Kevin Owens. I know he's a SmackDown guy, so that wouldn't happen anyway, but you know what I mean. I don't want to see it. Bullet Club says, I think in regards to Shelton Benjamin, he confirmed on Twitter that he won't be at the Royal Rumble. Yeah, but what people say on Twitter is never, you can't really take their word on that. Miz is definitely back in the main event. He had a great match against AJ on SmackDown and is most likely going to be at the Elimination Chamber. Sure. I think, ahoy hoy, says Brooks. I think The Miz could win the Rumble, though. I'm putting him in the Chamber fine, but he wouldn't win the title there. I feel like if he won the Rumble, he actually could win the title. And preferably it'd be from AJ, not John Cena. But Draven G says, I would like to see Sting show up just so we can have a face-to-face with Undertaker. Brooke says, am I welcome on the show? Yeah, let me set it up. But I think, yeah, Miz would be a good idea. But only if, I don't know, only if people aren't going to shove him up against something stupid. I don't want John Cena versus The Miz at WrestleMania. Again, that rematch can wait for something else. Braun Strowman, maybe. I don't know. I don't think Braun Strowman will win it. I think he's going to go for a mid-card belt before he goes for anything else. I feel like... also, I have multiple Sam Brookses in my contacts, so I don't know if I sent it to the right one. But you have been officially invited to the call, Brooks, so you're welcome to join whenever you can. Sami Zayn? Maybe. I would like to see that, especially if Kevin Owens retains, because I think Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn at WrestleMania is money just waiting to be printed. I've heard people say Jericho. Andy thinks it's going to be Jericho. Brooks thinks it's going to be Undertaker. Keelan thinks it's going to be Undertaker. Liam thinks it's going to be Randy Orton. I don't know about that one, but possibly. Brooks is here.
Hey, howdy, hey, children and not children.
Yes.
What have I missed? Anything important?
Nothing too super important. We're just talking about the Royal Rumble match itself right now.
Cool. Yeah, so I've had a fucked up evening. This is a fun little story I want to tell.
Tell me about it.
So, the plan today was to get up early enough so that I could get a train over to Ellie's house. We all know who Ellie is. And come back here in time to meet with my brother, and we're going to go watch the Royal Rumble at his house. Slight problem in that if you are, in fact, in the southeast, southwest of England, look out your fucking window. It's been flooding.
Oh,
torrential rain everywhere. So, on the last leg of my journey, all of the trains stopped.
Oh, boy.
They were cancelled. And
oh, God.
The bowels of this particular station were flooded. My feet haven't been wetter.
Oh, God.
And I ended up getting a free taxi cab ride home.
Oh, wow. At least it was free.
Yeah, the station paid for it because apparently they're great people. So
At least there's that.
can't really fault them for that. But I'm home. I'm in one piece. My leg is fine. To everyone who's asking, stop the
Yeah,
bleeding.
everyone's been very concerned.
What, do people think I died or something?
Someone did say, I really hope there's not a death on the Suplah, so I guess it was an option in people's minds.
Well, if that does happen, would I be the first or would Annie be the first? It's a matter of if I accidentally kill myself before we all kill him.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, apparently you tripped on that paper tray that you shouldn't have bought in the first place.
Yeah, the fucking paper tray, right? It's just my mortal enemy at this point. It's just there. It's out of the way as well. Like, it's not actively trying to sabotage my plans, but I ended up cutting myself open on it. So.
Oh god. Well. But yeah, we were talking about the Royal Rumble match. I said I don't want any of the part-timers to win.
What about the idea of Randy Orton?
Yeah, I don't know why Liam predicted Randy Orton. What's the idea behind that?
I think the general idea is that like it's definitely not happening because John Cena's winning the belt tonight. Sorry, but
no, please no.
Get used to it. I've been trying to fucking get used to this booking decision for a while, and also it's not real. AJ Styles will get the fucking belt again down the line. It's not a problem, and he's held it for long enough.
No, I know that's not the problem. I said this earlier. The problem for me is that I don't want them to have another thing to hold over our heads with John Cena. You know, I don't want that 16-time world champion thing just dangling over his face every time he shows up on television. They have enough things already. They do it enough with the 15-time world champion. They don't need that extra little, oh, he tied the record. Oh, look at how much you should like him, but don't because.
Thing is, though, I don't think it's an attempt to like him because if you've seen any of his stuff on SmackDown, he's clearly being a fucking dickhead. He's being a tween.
He's being an asshole, but he's not a heel. I've said this earlier also. There's a distinct difference. He's still a fucking face because he still wears shirts that say hustle, loyalty, respect. I'm a good person. I'm just going to kick him in the nuts if I get the chance. It doesn't make sense, but he's not a heel.
Well, when you think about it, it's never made sense because he's been dumping like slime and shit on people for the past, what, 6 years?
Exactly. I said this,
he tried to drown Edge. Like,
yeah. Faces are assholes all the time. It doesn't mean they're not a face. Cena's still a face, but it doesn't matter. So there's some comments here.
Randy Orton.
Yeah. So what's the idea with Randy Orton?
Okay, so the idea is that Styles retains tonight against Cena, and then the Elimination Chamber happens, and Bray Wyatt walks out with the championship. So you get Bray Wyatt as a world champion against Randy Orton. You know, there's a couple of things wrong with that. I would like to see it, but it's not going to happen. Number one, John Cena's winning. Number two, I don't know if they'd put the main title on Bray Wyatt at this point in time.
I think the more possible option is that Bray wins the Rumble and Orton wins the Chamber. I don't think they do it the other way around. I feel like Orton would fit better in that title match right out of the gate, and they put him in the Chamber. And I feel like Bray winning the Rumble out of nowhere would be something cool. I just don't feel like Randy Orton wins the Royal Rumble. That could happen, but why would you wouldn't normally see general managers and people like that putting Bray Wyatt in the Elimination Chamber. You normally see them put someone like Randy Orton in there. So I feel like he could win the title in the Chamber. Meanwhile, Bray won the Rumble, and then you could do the title match that way.
That's a possibility. Another one that's been batted about, which is what I think is going to happen, is Undertaker winning the Rumble. He transfers to Raw. Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker. Where Roman Reigns will win. Or The Undertaker will win.
I don't want any of it. If you're going to do Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker, fine. But not with title implications. Fuck no. I don't want Undertaker winning this Rumble. It's just not Nothing good can come from that. What good comes from that? You either get someone beating Undertaker and it'll piss people off most likely because it's either going to be John Cena or Roman Reigns, or you get Undertaker with a championship in 2017. And what fucking good comes from that?
Not much.
Exactly. Like,
the Undertaker's a draw. We can't just ignore that.
Of course.
So in a business sense, it works, but in every other sense, it's not desirable.
No, it's definitely not. And I just feel like if you're going to do any of the part-timers winning the Rumble, it should be Brock Lesnar, but not Goldberg, not because Goldberg winning the goddamn Universal title. Because if he wins the Rumble, he's winning that title because it's fucking Goldberg. And
he's on Raw.
Yeah.
No,
None of
I've
them.
said this before, and I'll keep saying it until WrestleMania 33, praise the sun. Goldberg versus Lesnar does not need the fucking World Championship. It's not going to get it. It doesn't need it. The feud carries itself. You don't need a fucking belt for it, especially not the fucking Universal title. Sure, you want to boost the prestige of it. Do other things. Don't make Kevin Owens a shit show on Raw to tank it before it even gets off the ground.
Yeah, I heard someone say in the comments earlier, I think it was Bullet Club, saying that the rumored plan is that at Fastlane, Goldberg will face whoever the Universal Champion is. And if that's the case, then I think that would lend to Lesnar winning the Rumble and me wanting to kill myself. That's not a good idea.
Let's actually envision a scenario where you don't want to kill yourself. Who would you be happy with winning the Rumble?
I've mentioned The Miz. I've mentioned possibly Sami Zayn because Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn is money waiting to be printed. I think Bray Wyatt could be cool. I think maybe Randy Orton. I don't know.
Watch it be none of these people. I agree.
Yeah, watch it
be it's gonna be awesome if any of those guys win it, but it's just not happening.
Some people say Braun Strowman. I think he should go for a mid-card belt before winning a Rumble.
Why?
Why go for a mid-card belt first?
Yeah, I don't see, at this point anyway, I don't see anything wrong with Strowman winning a world title.
I guess not.
I mean, I get it. He's been around for not that long. He's been around for, what, less than 2 years? Or around 2 years?
Yeah.
And he's not had a long wrestling career. I believe his 4th ever wrestling match was on Monday Night Raw.
Probably.
That's a fact. So I don't. I don't know.
Some M. Gunter just said Baron Corbin. I'd be fine with that.
He's not been built up enough.
Yeah, but I said this earlier. I think it's never too late to just randomly push someone out of a slum. I think.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's not unheard of. What I mean is, it's not going to happen with a Rumble win. It would happen a few weeks before a Rumble win. Like, when was the last time we were legitimately surprised about a Royal Rumble winner, and it was a guy that wasn't booked properly for it?
I was saying that too. It's been a while.
Have you examined the past winners of a Rumble?
Some of them. I went back a few years as far as I could remember. I know it's been Triple H, then Roman Reigns, then Batista, then Sheamus.
No, John Cena was 2013.
Oh, no, John Cena,
Sheamus was 2012. Let me have a look at the list.
Then it was Del Rio, and then Edge, and then Randy Orton, and then
John Cena.
It was John Cena. Then 2007, was that Undertaker?
That was Undertaker. Year before that, Rey Mysterio. I guess you could argue Rey Mysterio wasn't booked too strongly going into that.
No, I don't think he was. Because the problem is these are all main eventers. Like, when's the last time a mid-carder won the Royal Rumble? Maybe you could argue Del Rio or Sheamus because previously to the Rumble win, they weren't main eventers. But
I was going to say like Big John Studd or Jim Duggan. Because literally look at all these fucking names. Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Yokozuna, Bret Hart and Lex Luger, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, Mr. McMahon, The Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H, Lesnar, Stevie Richards, Batista, Mysterio, Undertaker, Cena, Orton, Edge. They're all fucking main event people.
Yeah.
And they were solid main eventers, I think, before they even got close to winning the Rumble.
Yeah,
So
and in
I don't
this
know.
Rumble, who are the main eventers you have in this Rumble that aren't going to be the losers of the title matches? Because they're not going to win.
Let's see who's actually in the Rumble. Oh, God. Okay, so I believe we have 22 of the 30 announced, barring any surprise returns or call-ups or whatever. So, running down the list, we have Goldberg,
No.
Brock Lesnar,
No.
Big E.
That'd be interesting, but no.
Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, Big E. What? Kofi Kingston. No,
You know what?
No, a tag team guy is never going to win a Rumble.
No, I don't
It's
think
just
he
never
would.
going to happen.
Although that'd be a hell of a swerve.
It would be. Chris Jericho. This was Andy's prediction.
You know what? I think he does have a chance, but I don't know if he necessarily will win.
He's never won a Rumble before.
That's true, and he just won the United States title for the first time, so anything's possible. And I think Jericho versus Kevin Owens at WrestleMania could also be a really good match. But if I was going to pick a Kevin Owens opponent from this Rumble, I'd rather go with Sami Zayn.
Yeah, really.
And do Jericho and I'd do Jericho and Owens at Fastlane.
Yeah, that makes sense. Braun Strowman.
That's a possibility.
I guess, but I don't see it being likely.
No.
Baron Corbin. Nope.
I would like that, but probably not too
I'd
likely.
like it, but it's probably not going to happen. Undertaker, I think there's a good chance. That's my pick anyway.
I just hope not. I really fucking hope not.
Oh well. The Intercontinental Champion, Dean Ambrose.
Having a mid-card champion win the Rumble, I don't think it's ever happened before, and it would be interesting, but I don't think he's going to win.
Has a champion ever won a Rumble before?
Not that I know of. I don't think so.
I don't think so. No. The Miz and Dolph Ziggler. I'd be fine with either of those two. Especially with Ziggler now finally turning heel and having, I don't know, something different to work with. I think that could be interesting. It just depends on who's the champion that he'd face.
Yeah, I want the Final Four to be a bunch of mid-carders. that'd be fun, because then you don't know what's going to happen. But between those two, I'd rather the Miz.
Cesaro and Sheamus. No, not happening.
No.
At least it's not going to be Sheamus this time, right?
You know what would be interesting, and probably it'll never happen because it would be most likely considered a waste of a Rumble, if a tag team competitor did win and they used that to get a tag team title match. Again, that would probably never happen, but
No, because it doesn't guarantee any championship match. It guarantees a world championship.
They are the world tag team champions.
Fuck off. No, that's not how it works. No, they literally have world in the name of the belt. Like, that's not how it fucking works.
It would never happen, and I don't necessarily think I'd actually want it to happen, but it'd be an interesting, unique thing.
Yeah. Going on, we have Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, Luke Harper. I think Randy Orton would be a good contender, apparently. I wouldn't mind seeing Wyatt. I just think it would be kind of weird and sudden.
Sometimes that's a good thing.
Big Show.
No.
Who's going to eliminate the Big Show? How is it
Everyone.
possible? It's not like he's never won a Rumble.
Oh, no, he hasn't.
Except for that one time where he did, but then didn't.
Yeah. Thanks, Rock.
Yeah. Sami Zayn.
Maybe. I think he's got a really good chance.
Big Cass.
No.
You say that.
I think it's pretty safe to say.
He had a shot at the Universal title last year. Like, you can't.
He was also in the Fatal 4-Way elimination match, the first one eliminated, so.
Because look at who else was in that match.
I mean, exactly. Look who else is going to be in the Rumble. If Big Cass has a standout with Goldberg, that'd be cool and all, but he isn't winning the thing.
Rusev. God damn it. I want him to be in the main event so bad, but...
That'd be cool.
It's
It'd
fine
be cool, but
for
I
him
don't
to be
think
in
he's
mid-card. Like, it would be absolutely fine if he just was forever a mid-card guy, but...
As long as he's a successful mid-card guy.
I can argue that he's successful.
Sure, I'm not saying he's not, but as long as he stays a successful mid-card guy, then fine.
I'm just trying to think of a feud he's had recently.
Big Cass and Enzo. Big Cass and Enzo, I think, right?
Yeah, with "Don't hinder Jinder Mahal."
Please tell me he doesn't actually say that.
A lot of people say that, except for him.
Okay, as long as he doesn't say it.
Right. And Mojo Rawley.
How fucking funny.
Because
would
fuck
it
me,
be?
right?
I'd laugh. And then wake up the next
Yeah,
morning
I
and
know
realize it
you'd
wasn't.
laugh because fuck you. I know
Then
you.
I wake up the next morning, realize it wasn't a dream, and probably cry.
Right. Okay. I it's Mojo. Mojo Jojo Raleigh.
Yeah.
He's changing.
I know he is. He's getting more serious now.
I don't know what to do anymore. I just don't know what to do anymore. I don't know if I like it or not. I hate him less. Is that good?
That's a step in the right direction.
I don't know. He's not winning,
Oh,
for
in the
fuck's sake.
comments.
Oh, right, what?
We got some comments here I want to read. Void Storm says the concept of a mid-carder being pushed for the main event was traditionally used for the World Heavyweight title Money in the Bank contract back when it was the big gold belt. Yeah, with Daniel Bryan and people like that.
Yeah.
And then Nathan says we could see a returning person win like Batista in 2014, but nothing like Batista in 2014. That could also work. But I don't know. A returning person? There's no returning person that would be a really great option right now.
Who have you talked about surprise returns?
I have not specifically brought it up, but I did mention earlier in the show that if Finn Balor is going to show up tonight at all, it'll be in the Rumble match. I don't necessarily think it'll happen, though. I don't think Kurt Angle's going to be in it. I don't think. Well, not only do I not think Tyler Bate or Pete Dunne will be in it, or Wolfgang, because he's apparently in San Antonio too, but I don't want them to show up.
Why?
Nothing good will come of Nothing good will come of it because there's no WWE show that's going to have these UK people on it. So they're just going to show up and not win, and that'll be the end of it. And it was essentially a waste of a spot. There's just no benefit.
Anyone who didn't win was a waste of a spot. Like,
yes, but having that surprise isn't really. I don't know. Maybe it just feels like there's no benefit to it. Like,
I
it could easily
disagree.
go to someone else.
It gives them exposure on a wider stage because not everyone watched the UK tournament. You know that for a fact.
I guess.
Everyone's going to be watching Miss Rumble. And if they get a couple of good spots, it's the same logic as like bringing NXT guys up, like back when they did it with like guys like Rusev and stuff.
Yeah, Bo Dallas.
What? No, let's look at the good examples. I mean, guys like Rusev and who did it in 2015? There was a guy. Sami Zayn did it in 2016, but
yeah,
who did it in 2015? I'm gonna look up 2015 Royal Rumble.
Was there not one?
I know there's been one at least 2014. No, there was one. There's been one like every year since 2013. I want to say.
Yeah, because Bo Dallas did it in 2013.
Yeah, you won a battle royal or something.
Yeah. I think Hideo Itami is a possibility.
I want to see him on the main roster. Like, it's time. Who cares if he doesn't speak enough English? Do it anyway. Fuck it.
Yeah,
what have you got
he put him back in NXT maybe, but I think you just put him on the main roster at this point.
Yeah, there's clearly not enough stuff for him to work with in NXT right now. So
yeah, some people have said Samoa Joe, but other people say he won't show up in the Rumble necessarily, but will show up in the AJ Cena match.
I wouldn't mind either.
Yeah, I think I'd be all right with him showing up in the title match. But if he showed up in the Rumble, that'd be cool too.
People are talking about James Ellsworth.
Yeah, James Ellsworth first to be eliminated.
Is he even going to be in it?
Probably.
That would be a waste of a spot.
It would be a waste of a spot, but that's a waste of a spot they're more than willing to do.
I know, and that's why I'm upset. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, I don't either. But if he showed up...
It's the same reason I don't want to see fucking JBL in the Rumble, right? Like,
yeah.
It's the exact same fucking thing.
Yeah. If he did show up and was the first one eliminated, though, fine.
That would imply he has to be either number 1 or number 2.
Or
he's
number 1.
He's not lasting for too long. Like,
No, or number 1, 2, 3, up to like 6 or something, don't get eliminated, and then he shows up at number 7 and gets eliminated in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen, does it?
Sometimes it does.
It hasn't happened for a while.
Yes, but anything could happen.
Okay, if he ever did another Rumble, I want him to come out at number 1.
Yeah, sure,
Fuck it.
why not?
Get it
And
out
then
the
like
way.
and then number 2
Whatever.
is Braun Strowman.
Right. Perfect. I know it's like
Great.
this generation's Rock and Stone Cold. Like you want to keep Strowman and Ellsworth as far away apart as possible, so that when they do collide, it's something special.
Yeah, because when they main event WrestleMania one day, it's going to be the best.
You say that Eric Rowan co-main evented WrestleMania 32 with The Rock.
Main evented?
Co-main evented.
Oh,
match on that card was Eric Rowan versus The Rock. Big
Stupid.
Red, baby.
Antonio says, is Rollins in the Rumble? I think officially not. He'll probably show up.
Oh, here's a comment. Alex King says, waste of a spot. Sam, did you not watch the 2012 Royal Rumble? It was literally 27 jobbers with Y2J, Orton, and Sheamus. Let's fact check.
Yeah. It was, I remember that Rumble. It had a lot of like...
Oh, God, I remember. I tried to watch this. They put it up on YouTube, and I tried to watch it, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it started
so
with
boring.
Miz and R-Truth.
It was so fucking boring.
That one started with Miz and Alex Riley, and then R-Truth showed up next, which was stupid.
Wait, I'm looking at 2013. 2013 was a shit show. What happened in 2012?
2012 is the one that Sheamus ended up winning.
Oh, one with Santino Marella on the poster.
Yes.
This can only mean good things.
And it was stupid.
The Miz, Alex Riley, R-Truth, Cody Rhodes, Gabriel Primo, Mick Foley, Ricardo Rodriguez, Santino Marella, Epico, Kofi Kingston, Jerry Lawler, Ezekiel Jackson, Jinder Mahal, Great Khali, Hunico, Booker T, Dolph Ziggler, Jim Duggan, fuck, Michael Cole and Karma, then Sheamus, Road Dogg.
Yep.
Jey Uso. Did Jimmy Uso come out at any point?
I don't remember. I feel like yes. No, he was later, I think.
I don't see his name.
I think Jimmy Uso was like number 27.
No. Jimmy Uso wasn't in this match.
Oh,
but
well,
Jey Uso was.
Yeah. Oh, no, wait. I think I remember who 27 was, because I remember being disappointed.
Jack Swagger, Wade Barrett, David Otunga, Randy Orton, Chris Jericho, and Big Show. Where the fuck was everyone else? What happened?
Nowhere.
CM Punk versus Dolph Ziggler.
Yep.
What the fuck? Brodus Clay versus Drew McIntyre?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. And with
John
Punk and
Cena
Ziggler
versus Kane.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this card?
That event was terrible.
Did I just not watch this?
I think you didn't.
What?
Remember Embrace the Hate?
I try to forget, but bring it up enough for me to remember it, yeah. That's what that was. I remember that. And it ended in a double count out.
Yeah.
Getting mad 5 years late.
Punk versus Ziggler was John Laurinaitis was the special guest enforcer, I think.
Yeah, he was.
But anyway, back to this year's Rumble, because we've got about 5 minutes left in the show.
Oh, yeah, shit. What are we doing now?
I think something they could do that people won't expect and would fix some people's problems with potential WrestleMania matches and things like that. The Goldberg, Lesnar, and Undertaker in the ring at the same time. Not in the final three or anything like that, but I want to see them in the ring at the same time. And Undertaker, let's say Lesnar and Goldberg are fucking brawling. Undertaker just pushes them both out of the fucking ring and eliminates both of them at the same time while they're fighting each other. Then at WrestleMania, instead of a simple Goldberg-Lesnar rematch that a lot of people are 50-50 on if they even want to see it, you have a triple threat, and that's what you can do with Undertaker, and you fucking fix all this stupid shit with, Taker versus Cena? No, thank you. Taker versus Roman Reigns? I want to kill myself. Lesnar versus Goldberg? Who cares? You don't have to deal with that shit, and you get rid of all three of them in one match. That's what I would do.
Not gonna happen.
I know it's not going to happen, but it's what I want.
Oh, let's just finish off by like reading comments and stuff because
Sure.
I've made my opinion well known. I think Undertaker's gonna win. I think he's gonna face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Mark my words.
Swerve, Michael Cole wins the Rumble, says Void Storm. Or Void also says Miz enters the Rumble with Daniel Bryan's music. That
Oh
or
boy, I just if I had money for every time I heard that suggestion on Reddit.
yeah, right.
It's
or Ty
that
Dillinger's
entire 10, right?
Yeah, Ty Dillinger number 10.
Both of those just no.
Bullet Club says Swerve, Andy wins the Rumble. I would wake up at that point. Then Miss Suicide Sheep says Sting returns and eliminates Undertaker. Starts Road to WrestleMania. Finn Balor versus Jeff Hardy at WrestleMania. Kurt Angle versus Brock. Whoa. That would
I wish
be.
I lived in your world.
Yeah.
I really did. When nothing made sense.
Nathan says, "Are we going to see a new Heyman guy soon? If so, who?" No.
I am sick of the idea of Heyman guys. If
it's
you
not going to work.
Okay, here's a newsflash. If you put a guy that's not good on the mic with Paul Heyman, that doesn't automatically mean he's going to be the entire package.
Yeah.
Did I remind you of Curtis Axel and Ryback?
Oh God, I forgot Ryback. Yeah, I said this earlier. I think Heyman should stick with one person at a time because if he sticks with anyone else, that other person becomes a transition to, hey, look at Brock Lesnar. And that's
Plus,
not
if
good.
everyone's like a Paul Heyman guy, it just ruins the magic of being a Paul Heyman guy. And I know it's not real or anything, but like there's an aura, an undeniable aura around guys that have Paul Heyman. Shut up about Ryback. I'm sick of it.
Void Storms in the comments. Go wake up, it's feed time. Wake up, feed more. Alex King said, "What do you think was worse, Royal Rumble wise, 2012 or 2015?" Bullet Club says 2015.
Or just the match.
Let's go with just a match. In which
was 2015 the year where Kane and Big Show literally dumped out all of your favorites?
Yeah, that was pretty awful.
That was worse, I think.
Yeah, because at least with the
team having no star power and having star power, but they get finished out the Rumble.
Yeah, exactly. And
but in terms of like complete cards, 2015 was better because it had that triple threat.
Oh yeah, that's true too. And with the 2012 Rumble match, at least there was some dumb fun. Like, Road Dogg, you had that reaction to Road Dogg, but at the time it was like, oh shit, it's Road Dogg. That's cool. And
that's how it always goes, like every time. Remember when Goldust came back like 5 separate times and everyone lost their shit each time?
Yeah.
And then he just became a full-time guy anyway.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking great. Bullet Clip says, "Ginger my balls."
What?
Okay. I guess in reference to Jinder Mahal? I get it. It clicked as soon as I said it out loud.
Nathan Witchelo says, "What will be the match of the night apart from the Rumble?" Styles with Cena is always going to be good. We haven't had a bad match yet.
Yeah.
I think that Shark Cage match is going to be a special nomination for shit show of the night.
I think it's going to be a fucking mess.
Because we've seen this match 50 times on Raw anyway. It's the only difference is that it has a fucking Shark Cage.
And I also think this might be the match where Seth Rollins and Triple H do their shit, in which case it'll just be a fucking shit show. It's a goddamn waste of time.
Yeah. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of that storyline. I'm sick of Rollins being booked like a fucking shitty, dumb idiot.
Although he showed up at San Antonio, and that was, I guess, cool, maybe.
No, it wasn't, because he literally got beaten down by security and dragged the fuck out. Like, nothing happened. He literally just showed up. Triple H came out and was like, security, and then they fucked off. Like, that was it.
Didn't see that part. Yeah, that makes it less cool.
Yeah. What else have we got? We got Flair versus Bayley. That could be alright, I guess.
I hope. I just
Swan versus Neville. I hope
that's going to be good. That's going to be good.
Yeah. The pre-show. Have you talked about the pre-show?
Yeah, with Sasha and Nia Jax.
People keep saying Sasha's going to win, but for the sake of having a capable monster in the division, it's got to be Nia.
Yeah, I was saying Nia Jax is probably going to win.
I still maintain the idea that her losing to Bailey the first time in NXT was a wrong move. We'd have had Jax win the belt from Bailey and then Asuka win it from Jax, but that's old history by now.
Yeah. And then there's the tag team match. I think
show, the tag match.
Yeah, what's with the 2 referee thing?
Like, there have been many fuck finishes on their matches on Raw, so they're just like, oh, let's put in 2 referees. Because that will fix everything, right?
No, we have twice as many rules. That's not how that works.
Yeah.
Just multiply the rules by adding more referees.
I just like the idea that every time they have a match, a referee is added.
Like 3
events. Ladies and gentlemen, this is
Wrestlemania
right. Pre-show. We have Cesaro and Sheamus versus The Club with a 10 referee match. It's a lumberjack match, but with referees.
Every limb is being watched at all times. Fucking stupid.
Talking about Tyler Breeze.
Yes, I mean, why not talk about Tyler Breeze? And then what's the other fuck? Oh, the 6-woman tag match, which, whatever. I don't know, that match isn't going to matter.
Yeah, it's not important. WWE are scraping the bottom of the barrel by stealing from NXT with the shark cage. It's not even a case of that. It's just using the same idea twice. Like you can't steal your own idea.
Yeah. And it's just to promote a fucking toy.
Who would you rather see retain, but the other person has to lose? Owens or AJ? Owens has to lose the belt.
I would rather AJ retain.
Because I don't want Owens to hold the belt anymore.
I want him to hold the belt if he goes on to a better feud like Jericho or Sami Zayn. This Roman Reigns thing has to stop.
It's just his entire title reign has been boring as fuck. He's been so watered down.
Yes.
Like, everyone's eating up the entire like Jericho Owens thing, and I don't give a shit. I just don't.
I think
care.
It's okay.
I'm not mad that it's like.
Where...
I'm not mad that it's bad or anything. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I literally could care less about it because Kevin Owens is booked like shit now. Like he just compared to his NXT run, I mean, like he's just this dumb pussy idiot that can't put away guys anymore like he was able to before. Jericho is stealing the show all the time. They call it the Kevin Owens Show, starring Chris Jericho, Roman Reigns, special guest Kevin Owens. Like, none of the attention has been put on the fucking champion.
Yeah, that's a problem.
It's always been about everybody else, and it fucks me off.
Yeah. Bullet Club vs. Shield says, what are my thoughts on The Rock showing up? Is that a thing that people are talking about?
Why?
I don't know. If he showed up...
Flamethrower.
Oh, maybe in the title match? I doubt it. Roman Reigns one.
Why? I forgot they were cousins.
Yeah, please don't do that. I don't want him to show up in the Rumble either. I feel like he could do. It's not a waste of time. But apparently the pre-show has started.
Sam is jealous that he isn't as gorgeous as Tyler. Tyler Bate. Handsome guy.
Yeah. But apparently the pre-show for the Royal Rumble has started, so I think it's about time we wrap up here.
All right, go watch the worst Royal Rumble of all time, according to Andy, because he says that every fucking year. Yeah,
every Royal Rumble is worse than every other Royal Rumble because it's the Royal Rumble and it is innately bad. Yes. But yeah, thanks for watching. This has been interesting, and thank you, Brooks, for showing up. And
what are we doing next?
I think the next one is it Elimination Chamber next or Fastlane?
It will be Elimination Chamber. We will be going live on the February the 12th for Suplah Chamber.
Yes, and that'll be fun, and hopefully I won't be the only one there. Although this was fun. This was interesting, just me in the chat until Brooks showed up and it became Team Bearhead.
So I showed up and I ruined everything.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's been fun, and we will see you at the next event. And so it is time to go enjoy the Royal Rumble, or hate it, depending on who wins. Bye.
See ya. What a positive note to end on.
I mean, it could be good, but it might also be the worst thing ever. Who the fuck knows?
This applies to every wrestling match.
Yes, this is no different. Okay, bye, everybody.
See you later.